Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Martin, and I would like to talk with you all today about fast fashion and how it is such an important topic that needs to be addressed more clearly. Imagine buying a $5 t-shirt, and while it seems great, it is way too good to be true. That t-shirt is simultaneously contributing to climate change, water pollution, and the exploitation of workers, whether you know it or not. Fast fashion is cheap, convenient, and everywhere, but it comes at a much higher price than the number listed on the price tag. Today I want to explain why fast fashion isn't just a harmless trend, it's an urgent environmental and social issue. In the duration of my talk with you all today, we'll look at the damage it's causing, why we keep supporting it anyways, and most importantly, what we can do to change it. I have many references from academic journals, ebooks, and reliable online reports on fast fashion's impact, greenwashing, and consumer behavior that prove just how harmful buying fast fashion is, and how the impact of it is much bigger than you could ever imagine. At least it was for me. When I leave you today, I hope that you'll not only understand the true cost of our clothes, but about how small, smarter choices can make a real difference, even though it doesn't seem like it. First, we're going to go over some of the long list of environmental impacts of fast fashion. The fashion industry uses approximately 1.5 trillion liters of water every year. On top of that, producing a simple cotton t-shirt takes around 700 gallons of water, and a single pair of jeans requires about 2,000 gallons. For reference, considering the average person drinks about a half of a gallon of water per day, the amount of water used to make that one t-shirt could supply drinking water for nearly 5 years. That stat blew my mind. The pollution doesn't stop with just water use. Textile dyeing is the second largest polluter of water globally, which is something many people would never even consider to be that big of an issue. As if that wasn't bad enough, the fashion industry is responsible for about 8 to 10% of global carbon emissions. That's more than the combined emissions from all international flights and maritime shipping. Further, each year, the world generates about 92 million tons of textile waste, most of it ending up in landfills or incinerated. Plus, about 35% of all microplastics in the ocean come from washing synthetic clothing. I did not know this fact, and it's honestly shocking that doing your laundry could affect something like the ocean pollution. Believe me, as a social media user and college student, it is so tempting to buy from cheap, poorly manufactured shops like Shein, but it is clear that the negatives outweigh the positives. Fast fashion is polluting our water, our air, and even our food supply, and it is so important to get educated on this. And with all of these cons of fast fashion stacking up, you might ask, why do consumers keep supporting fast fashion even though we know it's harmful? Well, one hugely influential reason why people continue to indulge in buying fast fashion is due to the influence of social media. Studies show that social media positively affects purchase intention for fast fashion, even when people are aware of the environmental damage. People see themselves as such a small fish in such a massive ocean and think that their actions do not affect the greater picture, but it is clear that they do. We're constantly exposed to influencers flaunting cheap, trendy outfits without any mention of their real cost. Let me get this closer. Just some TikToks hauls from places like Shein spending such a minuscule amount of money but getting hundreds of garments of clothing. That's not normal. People feel like they constantly need a new outfit for every event and a new wardrobe for every season, and they need to keep up with every trend on social media. Another major reason why people continue to contribute to fast fashion, whether they know it or not, is due to a thing called greenwashing. For those unfamiliar with the term, greenwashing is when companies make their products seem more environmentally friendly than they actually are. They usually do this through misleading labels or advertising, and I've fallen victim countless times. Companies know that consumers care about sustainability and want to do the right thing, so they rebrand themselves as eco-friendly without truly changing their practices. In one study, most participants said that they couldn't tell the difference between real sustainable brands and fake ones. In a recent study by Liu et, consumers realize when they're being lied to, and it damages trust, but many still continue to shop because they don't know where else to go. Finally, impulse buying plays a huge role in the consumption of fast fashion. Fast fashion products are typically attractive to people who prioritize trends and subscribe to impulse buying culture. Elizabeth Klein, an author of her book Overdressed, puts it bluntly: buying so much clothing and treating it as it is disposable is putting a huge added weight on the environment, and it's simply unsustainable. Cheap prices, endless new trends, and the fear of missing out makes the perfect equation to keep this cycle going. I know this all sounds very daunting and hard to take in, but luckily there are many solutions in making a more sustainable future for fashion. The biggest first step in the right direction is education and being aware of the validity of this major issue. So many people don't know where their clothes come from or how they're made, and so putting in the time to learn will cause such a ripple effect and positive influence on the entire scheme of fast fashion. If social media can find so much success in pushing fast fashion, it can also produce sustainable choices and promote them. Campaigns that advocate for sustainability can have a real impact, especially when led by those same influencers that consumers trust and have recently promoted negative habits of spending and fast fashion consumption. Second, retailers can make such a difference by making genuinely eco-friendly products more affordable, not only by greenwashing and tricking consumers into thinking that things are eco-friendly when they're not, but also lowering the prices of these goods will make it so many people have access and can purchase from reputable sources. And third, governments must enforce real regulators. In an article or in an ebook written by Mizrachi and Tal, they argue that the public policy must address the challenges of greenwashing and certify truly sustainable products, holding these businesses accountable for lying about what products they use or what material they use in their products and how they promote these products will create so much change. Elizabeth Klein, again, who's an American journalist, author, and expert on consumer culture, also stresses that systematic industry changes are essential to prevent continued resource depletion and labor exploitation. This isn't just about personal choice, it's about demanding better from businesses and lawmakers as well. The responsibility does not all fall on the consumer. Today, we explored how fast fashion is devastating the environment, why it continues to thrive despite growing awareness, and what actions we can take to reverse the damage. Here are some infographics. This fact, just reiterating, next time you're tempted to buy a $5 shirt, this is where your clothes will end up and the resources that were depleted in making that item of clothing. Fast fashion's consequences are very serious, but with greater awareness, stronger consumer pressure, and real industry change, we can make a healthier, more sustainable world. And it all starts with one person. The next time you're tempted to buy a $5 shirt or a trendy haul online, think twice. The real cost might be far higher than the price tag. Thank you.